The Supreme Court of Nigeria has declared that the local government chairmen and councillors are entitled to a 4-year tenure, ending years of uncertainty and illegal terminations. The judgment delivered by Justice Mohammed Garba and 6 others on 11th of May 2024 reaffirmed the constitutional powers and independence of the local government councils, which are the third tiers of government in the Federation. The judgment emphasized on the importance of upholding the mandate of electorate and respecting the constitutional responsibility of the legislature and the judiciary. The ruling has significant implications for local government and governance in Nigeria, as local government chairmen and councillors can now focus on delivering their mandate without fear or favor. And the electorate can also hold them accountable for their actions, knowing that they have a full time to deliver on their promises. Now, joining us in our Lagos studio is the chairman, Odiolowo Ojuwoye, Local Council Development Area, Honorable Razak Ajala. A very good morning to you.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us on the program this morning.
For having me.
Let's kickstart with this particular development. This is August, and we have the big story on the front page of the Platform Times. FG states local government share 1.358 trillion naira in July. So it shows that money is coming into the local government at this time. What do you make of this?
And that's a good development. It will give local government to have more fund to fulfill their constitutional responsibilities. You know, local government, we are the closest to the grassroots, and that comes with enormous responsibilities. Apart from the constitutional responsibility as stated in the Constitution, as the local government chairman, you are expected to use your leadership platform to ensure that the needs, the yearning, and the expectations of your people are met. And don't forget that this is the first time that we'll be in democracy for this long. What that portends is that we now have people that are now more sophisticated, more conscious, and they are better informed with the responsibility of every level of government, particularly with the role that the media are playing. So therefore, for any local government to continue to remain relevant in the political architecture of its community, you cannot avoid to treat your people with disdain or as if they are inconsequential. And the only thing you can do to achieve that is to ensure that you resonate your policy and programs with their needs and expectations.
All right. I mean, this Supreme Court ruling, you know, sort of becomes a law because the Supreme Court is not just handling jurisdiction, but also policy, so it becomes a law. But, you know, some are raising concerns about the fact that, is it really about the time? What can you not achieve in 3 years that you need 1 more year to achieve?
Look, I think Supreme Court judgment, to me, is a welcome development. It's a development that must be applauded by every patriot and lovers of constitutional democracy. Because we are talking of duration, the period that the local government are expected to spend. You will agree with me that governance is not a tea party. It's a serious business. It requires a lot of thinking. It requires planning, and even for the sustainability of the policy or any program you want to do, you cannot just wake up one day and assume that you have what it takes to meet the need of your people. So you need to sit down, do the thinking, planning, recruit the qualified and the right people that will assist you to drive your programs and policy. So for you to achieve that, you will need time. And that's the reason why I believe that 4 years period is okay. Even beyond that, if you look at that judgment, what that judgment is simply saying is that that judgment have recognized local government as a third tier. So if we are giving 4 years to federal state, I think the same should be extended to local government, particularly when the judgment said that no level of government is a subset to the other. So that, I think that was what actually informed the judgment of the Supreme Court, that local government should be allowed to spend 4 years. But you know, that is not the issue with Lagos State. We've been enjoying our own 4 years, even before the pronouncement of the Supreme Court. maybe the government in Lagos State, they are being proactive. And because they understand what governance is all about, they believe that for them to be able to cascade government down to the community, they must also give the local government the opportunity to have 4 years tenure.
I like the fact that you've attributed to Lagos State that you're spending 4 years. So how do we juxtapose this with achievements, performance, and what we see at the grassroots at this time?
You know, I'm an operator within that system, and definitely giving my understanding of the working of the local government system, face what is obtainable in other states, most especially our neighbor state. I strongly believe that Lagos State, we are doing excellently well. And that was made possible because we have our funding, we have strong collaboration with the state, and we have a state government that believe in the local government as a third level of government. So in terms of development, we are doing excellently well. If I'm to limit it to our local government, at least as at the last count, I've constructed and rehabilitated over 70 roads, and there is no primary schools within the local council development area that can claim that they have not felt the impact of our government. We have established our footprint and ensuring that we attend to the infrastructural deficit, building classrooms, building classrooms, providing furnitures, enhancing the capacities of the teachers, and doing a lot of stuff within that space in order to ensure that we have functional and qualitative education for the purpose of our local government. In the area of health too, we have increased the numbers of primary health cares that we have in the local government. We have also increased their numbers of hours. There are some that operate 8 hours. We have increased it to 24 hours. I'm talking of Ayotuga Primary Health Center. We have included additional primary health center, and there is no primary health center that we have not also do one or two things in order to ensure that we enhance their capacity to attend to the health needs of the residents of the local government. In the area of social intervention, we are doing a lot in that area. We are collaborating with the state and the federal government. Just last layer, a ram that go for 150,000 in the open market, we sold it for 50,000. These are programs that are designed.
Some Nigerians that are watching you at the moment, just a moment, they will say, how true is all of this? They live in this area. How many of them were able to enjoy these benefits? Because these are issues. When we talk about grassroots development, how many of those people at the grassroots are getting it? Not that just for party faithful, that are getting it alone.
Look, my own political philosophy about governance is common put for common benefit. And I'm not only speaking it, at least the resident of the local council development, I'm talking of Udulu, they can't attest to the fact that we have been working out in this direction. Like the issue of RAM, everybody is first come, first serve. The GCE programs that we do, I don't just give GCE forms. So people, you have to come and write the qualifying exam, and the qualifying exam will be supervised by the representative of the Nigerian Union of Teachers. Not only supervised, they are the one that will be starting with responsibility of marking it. And at the end of the day, we ensure that 80% of the beneficiaries are picked through that process, while the remaining 20% will be given to relevant stakeholders within the local government. I cannot deny the fact that if I was not given the platform to be the chairman, there is no way I will have been able to exercise the mandate I'm exercising today. So to that extent, I must also ensure that members of my party have a taste of the pie we have in the basket of the local council development area, but without depriving other people within the local government from also benefiting. I think that is what we stand for. The road we are building, we are not building it for member of APC or member of any. We are building that road because we expect the resident to enjoy good motoring experience regardless of their political affinity or their social status. The 166 boreholes with generator provided for various communities in the local council development area. The people that are fetching that water, they don't ask them whether you are APC, you are PDP, or you are AMPP. Once you are a resident of that community, you will definitely enjoy the water. And that is just few out of several other things that we have done to cascade our government down to the grass, because that is what local government is all about. Local government is about the people living in the local council development area. In fact, before I came on board, we have major security challenges.
Okay. How can we transcend this to the national? Looking at this judgment from 3 years to 4 years, you've made mention a lot that you're doing in your local government, but there are a lot of local governments in the country, Nigeria. We have about 774 local governments. That they are not, some of them are not really performing to optimal capacity.
I think that was what I want to believe that we should salute the courage and the will and the patriotism of Mr. President for taking that initiative, for instituting that suit. Because the reality is that if local government works, people don't need to come to Alausa. Neither do they need to go to Abuja. Most of the major security challenges that we have in the country today is largely due to the failure of local government system. Most of the people that are perpetuating one form of criminality or the other, maybe terrorism, banditry, kidnapping, they don't live in the air. They live in one community or the other. So as a chairman of a local government, and you discover that some people have constituted themselves into a criminal, then you are expected to use this mentality of your vantage position to ensure that the needful and rightful is done before it rears its ugly head. It's because local government are not working. The relative peace we are enjoying in Lagos State is largely due to the functional local government system we have in the local government. We have a governor that is providing effective leadership platform at the state level. But because of the collaboration between the local government and the state, if I discover any security challenges, I will quickly escalate it.
All right.
For the governor to do the need. So therefore, if truly we want to solve the security challenges that we are having in the country, I honestly believe that the step taken by the president is the step in the right direction. Even the food security we are talking about, if local government work, most of the local government in the rural area, if they are giving their own fair share of the federation account, they will have more money to go into farming. They will have more money to collaborate with private.
All right. So I just want to, pick it up from some of the things you have said, looking at it on a national level. If you watch the president's speech just after, or during the protest, he mentioned the need for dialogue. The measurements of some of this success that you have mentioned in your own local government area is not really about some of the infrastructures that you have put in place. And not just that, well, it's part of it, but, the level of satisfaction that the people can say they have in that, in that area. So what are you doing as regards, dialogue? Because that is what we should be looking at now. Talking to people at the grassroots, some of these initiatives that you've put in place, how much of feedback do you get from the people? How much of monthly meetings do you have with the people? How much of other meetings, stakeholders meeting do you have with people that are really important in that region? Because I believe if it is addressed from your own end, and other chairmen also address it from their own end, I mean, it will bring to an end some of the situations that we are having, and probably find a solution to the unending protest that we're having?
We are practicing democracy. And democracy is about people. And like I said in my opening remark, you cannot treat people with disdain or as if they are inconsequential to your continuous relevance. So to that extent, you must continue to engage them regularly. Any policy you want to introduce, any project you want to execute, you must carry them along. Right from the day or the period of when you are cooking it in the oven, you must let them know that we are about to introduce XYZ policy. And these are the objectives we intend to achieve. We are about to execute one project. This is what we intend. By so doing, they will own it. And when people are talking about that policy and program, you will not even be the one that will defend it. They will, because they are better informed, they will be able to contribute to it from a well-informed position. The reality is that as a local government, you must have regular engagement with your people, with all the relevant stakeholders within that local council. The CDA, that's why we have the CDA there. We have the market women. We have the most especially the youth. We are now in the area of, we are now in the old youth clock. So you must carry them along. Let them own that policy and program. And once that is achieved, you are sure of having running a seamless administration.
If you perform,
that will be to the delight of all the relevant stakeholders and even beyond the local council development area. And you must also make maximum utilization of media, both the traditional and the social media. You must maximize its usage.
Looking at the tenure elongation to 4 years, if you perform, for me personally, I believe that if you perform in 3 or 3.5 years, and now you have 4 years, you should just leave the stage and allow another person to take over. But what we see is that the 4 years seems to be as if those that get into that power want to do another term. What do you make of the process of getting people at the grassroots level? Their emergence as councillors, their emergence as local government chairmen. What do you make of that process? Because we see that when you have a ruling power at the center, it trickles down to the grassroots. Does that carry the will of the people?
Of course, it depends on, that's why we believe the electoral body that are saddled with the responsibility of conducting election. We expect them to be neutral, to be just and fair to all the participating parties in every election. And once that is achieved, of course, whoever that emerges through the process is going to be the true representative or the wishes of the people of that community. And also about the internal democracy within the party, too. We also expect the political party to open up the process for everyone, for every member of their party
to participate.
And the best should be pushed forward to represent the party at the general election. By so doing, once is a product of the wishes of the community, I'm sure that that person will not want to lose his political capital that it benefited by virtue of the mandate given to him. And it will ensure that all the promises he or she made see the light of the day. When I was contesting, I traversed on the nose and framing of the local council development area. And I did promise 4 big deal in 4 big years. And I can say without minusing word that there is nothing that I promise that we have not done, except those that we did not promise.
You sound so confident.
Yes, confident, yes. Except those that we did not promise that we have done. In the local government today, if you are familiar with Odiolowo Ojuwe local council development area. Before I came on board, it was the Accord Party in the year. Accord Party was the toast of the people of the resident. But within a space of 2-3 years, we decimate them to let the people know that they have a better alternative through our programs, policies, and projects we executed. We have 254-seater buses that convey students from home to school, from school back to home. The GCE program is there. The bursary program is there. The scholarship program is there. We are talking of infrastructure, attending to the infrastructure deficit we have in the local government, maybe in the area of road, in the area of health, education. So there are lots we are doing in the local council development area.
It seems this ruling, to an extent, is just a walk in the park for you because, I mean, you have achieved almost everything that you intended to do. I want to know, what more plans do you have for the people?
No, we have not achieved everything. The reality is that we do a project, it's still work in progress.
Okay.
We've not gotten to where we should be. But I strongly believe that given the judgment of the Supreme Court, more and giving the re-engineering, the financial re-engineering that President Bola Ahmed Tinubu is doing, that will make us to have more revenue, more distributable revenue.
Okay. So you agree to the fact that you have more revenue now?
Of course, yes, now. We have more revenue.
And you're going to use it for Nigerians?
That is the purpose it was meant for. And that is why we say it's the local government. You see, one thing about local government that people should know is that I don't have a state house. The governors, they have a state house. The federal government, they have a state house. Local government, you don't have a state house. You are expected to interact with your people. You are expected to die and wine with them.
Are you saying that?
You are expected to live in their means. So if you fail to do the needful and rightful, they will wake up one morning and come to your house that will learn that you are collecting X amount of money. What have you done with that?
Honorable Ajala, you still live within the community?
Of course, yes. I'm a proud product of Idioro, Mushi. I'm a Mushina. In fact, today is my birthday. My birthday in their means.
Right,
I guess we wanted to surprise him with that, but you mentioned it already.
Mention of this, that today is your birthday, and we wish you happy birthday. I wish you long life and prosperity. To be able to do more for the people of Odiolo, LCDA. And your parting shot this morning, what's your advice for your other colleagues to be able to key into the agenda of the Tinubu administration, that is the Renewed Hope agenda, and also the themed agenda of the governor of Lagos State? Just in 1 minute.
My passionate appeal to all my colleagues within and beyond the state is that we should make the governor, we should make the president proud with the step he has taken in respect of giving autonomy to local government to operate by spending the money judiciously, spending it for the purpose it is meant for, and ensure that we resonate our program policy with our people so that they can own it and they will be in a better position to defend democracy over and above any other form of government.
It's a fine place to live it. Chairman Olowo Oduwoye, Local Council Development Area, Honorable Razak Ajala, many thanks for